Hi guys, G-Man here with healthadjacent.com. So today we're going to be talking about something that is super important and something that I think neglects to be mentioned often in circles of folks dealing with chronic illness. And that is the care for the caregiver. Now, it's hard when you feel like crap to be thinking about how other people are feeling too, especially if it's just one of those sucky ass days. But the bottom line is that these folks who take care of us, our partners, our friends, our kids, our family members, these folks are giving of their time and energy to try to make our lives better. And I think it's super important to find ways to give back. Now, depending upon your degree of disability, people could be spending a lot of time giving you physical care, or they could be doing things like running errands, they could be making you dinner, they could just be holding your hand. I mean, there's a range of things that a caregiver can do. I think sometimes it's most challenging when the person that's doing the giving is your spouse. It's important to find ways to be intimate and loving and to really sort of stoke that fire and that connection between the two of you so that the caregiver doesn't end up seeing you as a patient. In addition to fostering that relationship with your partner or your spouse as a caregiver, there are some kind of more general things that we can do to take care of those folks who take care of us. Do something special. Do something extra special. It doesn't have to be something that requires a lot of physical energy. It could be as simple as picking up the phone and getting them flowers, having somebody else deliver it. It could be as simple as writing them a love note or a thank you note and handing it to them. Nobody writes notes anymore. You know what I mean? We're always emailing, but nobody writes notes. Or send an e-card. If you don't write, you can't write, you don't feel like writing, write is wrong for you, then type. Send an e-card. I think that acknowledging their giving nature and their generosity is super important, and that's one way. I mean, you can probably figure out a million ways to do it. But it is important to acknowledge that they are giving of themselves. Now, if you've watched my video previously about how to manage your time and how to manage your energy so that you can kind of get the biggest bang for your buck, that is something that actually benefits your caregiver. Because that way, if you think ahead and say, okay, listen, I have got to Swiffer the floors sometime this week, and I know that I have to, but I also have to, dust. And I can't do those things on the same day. Plan ahead, dust one day, Swiffer the next. Contributing, even in small amounts, is really important. It's not just important for your caregiver, although it is important for your caregiver. It's also important for you because you feel like you are a member of the household as opposed to a person who's on the outside. Let's say you can't do anything physical, that you're functioning in your brain, but your body has given up the ghost. That doesn't mean that you can't contribute to the household. You can help with finances. You can help with following up to make appointments. If the house needs, we had to have our heater replaced. I found the person to replace it. I called the person in to come and take care of it. I sat downstairs while the guy came and repaired it so that my partner could go to work. There are a ton of things. I'm working proactively to save us money on groceries because I know I can have an impact there, because I can spend time searching on the internet for coupons. I can create an ongoing list. I can, clip and save right from my bed. Sometimes I don't even have to clip. Sometimes I can just save it and print it out on the printer and I've got a sheet of coupons. I mean, come on, that is super easy, and that is one way to contribute. You can manage your family's finances. You can manage your family's calendar. You can manage the groceries. If you can't go out and buy the groceries yourself, you can order the groceries in with a grocery service, or you can have a list and coupons in order, prepared and ready to go. The one thing that chronically ill people have, if they are unable to leave the house, to do other things, the one thing we have is time. We may not have energy and we may not feel like it, but if we start to look at our week as a whole block of time during which we can do bits and pieces of X, Y, and Z, then we can get more accomplished. And every little bit helps kind of lift that feeling of burden from our, I'm sure, working full-time caregiver who's often, you know, keeping things afloat all by themselves. So I think that's super important. Other ways that you can contribute, one thing that I really pride myself on is bearing the support, emotional support of the family as my primary role. I want to invest myself in my family. I want to listen to them and talk to them and pay attention to them and help them think through things and solve things and help them make smarter life decisions, because I have experience in my life. I have education. I have the ability to do that, and I have time to do it. I can listen. I can listen longer and better than most people, and that is a huge gift. There is nothing worse than coming home, and this goes for anybody, not just caregivers, coming home having the worst day, or being home having the worst day, and trying to tell somebody about your experience and having them not pay any attention to what you're saying. Like, yeah, that's not good. That kind of sucks. And it's invalidating. And so I can give a gift to my family of paying attention to them, of listening to them, of being wise counsel to them. I can find work to do that doesn't require me to be physically involved. I can write. I can record videos. And some videos all look better than others, but whatever. I am contributing. I'm either contributing because I'm creating this channel that's going to have advertising and eventually might have a small little impact on our family income, but also I'm contributing to you guys, to the people out there, to anybody who's going to watch this video. Even if they take one thing from this video and they're like, hey, yeah, that makes sense, then I've contributed. And that helps my family, and that helps my caregivers, because I am a functioning part of the world. And you cannot underestimate the importance of being a functioning part of society on your psyche, because if you feel like you aren't worthy, if you feel like you aren't worthwhile, if you feel like what you're contributing isn't jack, then that's going to make you feel worse, it's going to make you feel sicker, it's going to make you feel more depressed, and that increases the burden on your caregiver. Whatever I can do to take care of myself, and that is not just physically, but emotionally and mentally, whatever I can do to take care of myself, to make myself healthier and happier, is going to make my partner's job easier. It's going to make any caregiver, any one of the many people that I look to for support, whether it's just by phone or in person, it's going to make it easier. I have to assume responsibility for the things that I can do, and then I have to find ways to creatively contribute so that I benefit the overall health and well-being of my family and friends. I would love to hear what you think. What do you do? How do you take care? How do you give back? Leave me a message, leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, send me flowers, send me chocolates, yada yada. Hope you guys are having a good day, and I'll talk to you soon. Adios!